Hello, beautiful people of the internet, friends, family, lovers. I'm in a good mood because I'm finally almost healed from my ear infection. My double ear infection. I had to go on 2 kinds of antibiotics, several trips to urgent care. I literally couldn't do anything. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't read because I was just like obsessed with how badly my ears hurt. And I'm kind of prone to ear infections, so I'm wondering if I should get tubes. It's funny because as I was like doing all this research, Googling all my symptoms as you do online, everything seemed to be written for children and parents taking care of children. And I felt very excluded. Either this isn't something that adults often deal with, or adults are really good at sucking it up and I am not because I have a very low pain tolerance. Like, I paid extra to go to the urgent care near me, like it's just around the corner. And because I knew it was really easy, like they'd see me really quickly, but my insurance doesn't prefer it. I didn't give a fuck. So I will tell you what I spent on having that ear infection, and I'll also tell you what I spent on my trip that I took this month immediately prior to getting an ear infection, along with everything I spent in February in general. I am recording this on the very last day of February, right? It's the 29th, right? Yes, it is Thursday the 29th. So I suppose it will end up being a little bit higher because, how does that work? I'm going out to dinner, but maybe that transaction will go through in March. I think it'll probably go through in March. So yeah, I think this is right. So my total spending for the month is $2,740.48. That's for February 2024. And that's definitely above what I used to say my average was, which was $2,300, but I'm gonna have to recalculate that because the holidays, as you know, if you've been listening, broke me. And now it's $2,700. So, but I actually think it's pretty good overall considering I spent 10 days abroad. I was in the UK. And I admittedly spent a lot of money trying to solve my ear infection, plus the stomach bug I had when I was in the UK. So of that total, I spent $382.89 on medical expenses. And I tracked everything just because I thought, it was interesting to me how much I spent beyond just the urgent care, which was pricey, but also like the prescriptions, the over-the-counter medications. Even some convenience foods are included in there because I could not cook. So when I went to the drugstore to pick up my prescription, I also got some like freezer meals. Don't judge me. I got some lean cuisines. Listen, I had other things to worry about. Actually, you know what? Side note, the lean cuisine, is it Wisconsin cheddar or something? Hang on. Vermont. It's the Vermont white cheddar, cheddar mac. It's actually really good. And I swear if you look at the ingredients and the nutrition info, it's not that bad. So there's a hot tip for you. It is kind of high in sodium, of course, but otherwise it's really not that bad. And it's pretty darn cheesy. They use like skim milk in it. So I think that's why it's lighter. Plus I think they probably like thicken it with cornstarch or something. So they don't have to use quite as much cheese, but it's actually very decent. So don't sleep on the lean cuisines. Anyway, so that's all included in my $382.89 medical expenses. And then for travel, I spent $498.77. Now, that's just what I spent in the month of February. I booked the hotels and like trains and stuff earlier. And I don't have that in front of me right now, but I spent about $500 on that just for me. It was like a little over $1,000 total for 2 people, but my boyfriend paid me back for a little over half. He gave me a bit of a tip because I planned everything. So I ended up spending about $500. So a little under $1,000 for the whole trip in total, and $498 this month. We did get the first few 3 days, 4 days, I think, comped because it was the start of the trip was a business trip for my boyfriend. So I'm I'm pretty cheap, but I'm not a wizard. if that seems sort of low. And in terms of the itinerary, we went to London for the most part, and a bit to Oxford, and some time spent in the Cotswolds, which was adorable. So the good news is minus those major expenses of travel and medical, I spent $1,850 in the month of February. I'm laughing because that sounds like a silly thing to say. Like, minus the really expensive stuff, this is what I spent. Because, like, isn't that the story every month? But yeah, I mean, considering my spend on necessities the past few months, I think that's pretty good. So speaking of budgeting, as you know, if you've been listening, or, you know, if you've just been out in the world of people who budget, Mint, the budgeting software, not the cell phone company, the budgeting software, is no more. And they switched to Credit Karma, which blows, and I hate it. And I am now using Empower, which is just a convenience thing for me because I was already using Empower to track net worth. So now I just track everything in Empower. It is not great. It's free. I will give it that. In terms of like the free budgeting software options, you know, it's pretty good. The major drawback is that it doesn't show you, or it doesn't give you the option to like set a spending limit for each category. It kind of just shows you what you've spent in each category, and you have to make the executive decision to either stop spending in that category or know that you have X amount to spend left in the month. So to me, that's not really budgeting, but honestly, I never really budgeted anyway, even when I was in Mint. Like, I would go in and set those limits. But if I went over, I just moved stuff around. You know, I would just adjust my limit. So I've always been maybe more of a tracker than a budgeter anyway. I guess it's fine. It's fine for now. It'll be fine for now. No issues. If I find something better, I will definitely let you know. So that's all I've got for you. I just wanted to do a quick spending recap since it's been a while since I actually talked about numbers, financial numbers on this podcast, and let you all know that I am alive and feeling much better. I'm gonna go snuggle with my cat now because she's laying on me and she seems kind of annoyed that I'm still talking. This is the best part about coming home from a long trip. It's snuggling with the cat because she missed me and I missed her. Don't worry, I did not leave her alone. I didn't leave her alone. She had plenty of entertainment and, you know, playtime and treats and whatever. But she missed me because she loves me. And I love her, and we are soulmates. Thanks for listening. Love you. Bye.